Many Bujinkan students know how to strike, but not many know why to strike. Hello, my name is Michael Glenn, and in this episode of the Dojo Show, I will reveal the why of striking using the kata Goho from Jutsu. Also, we will explore some Kyojutsu that I learned directly from Hatsumi-sensei for striking. So we're looking at this kata Goho, which is the first of the sabaki from the Kukishinru Bojutsu. So it starts, I start in Hira no Kamae, and then I'm going to start Bofuri, okay? Oh, we need to give you a sword. Okay, so he has a sword, he's in Seiga, and I'm in Hira. And then I start my Bofuri. When you're doing the Bofuri here, the idea is you're not letting him enter. Okay? So I want to make sure that my Bofuri is good enough that it's hard for him to enter. Okay? So my tip is always crossing the center here. As it rotates, the tip is always crossing the center. People make a mistake with Bofuri and they bring it out to the side. And when you bring it out to the side like this, he's got a big gap. So instead you want your Bofuri to be crossing the center here. Okay, that makes it hard for him to enter. If he tries to enter, then my stick is right in his way. Either end of it. Okay, so this is an important detail with Bofuri. So I'm doing my Bofuri, we're a little close, can you, yeah. So doing the Bofuri here, and then I go for Ashiburai. Then strike up high. That's Goho right there. There's different variations on Goho, and we're going to look at a few, but we'll start with this one. So, doing my Bofuri, Ashiburai, Kasumi, Ashiburai, and then this last Ashiburai. Okay? Is that clear? Okay, so I'm in Hira, I start my Bofuri. You're supposed to do this 4 times, right? And Ashiburai, Kasumi, Ashiburai, and then the last Ashiburai. Okay? One of the keys to this is affecting his balance with each strike. And we'll talk about that in a minute, why that is. Okay? Okay, so Ashiburai here. That time I got the back leg. So. All right. So we'll start with this, these basic steps, and then we'll talk about some more details. Okay? You guys want to try it out? Let's talk about some details of this, Will, since you got the sword.
Yeah, well, we wore him down. Oh, wait.
One thing that's important with all these sabaki kata with Bojutsu is you know, people sometimes just go through the motions and are just doing the steps, delivering the strikes, and there's nothing, no reality there at all. So it's important to understand what each strike does. in this case, he's blocking my strikes. So if I just let him block the strikes, I'm not really accomplishing anything with the bow, right? So I want to accomplish something. Will, a little bit over here. So with each strike, it's very important. So let's talk about the targets of those strikes. So Will's not going to block right now. Okay, so as I come through with my ashiburai, the first target is the knee or the ankle here. Okay, and like I was saying the other night in class, anytime you have the chance to hit kote, that should be your first target if you're against a swordsman. Okay, because you want to disarm him. So if Will were for some reason going to present kote to me this way, instead of ashiburai, I would just slam kote. Okay, if that opening is there, take it. You know, in real combat, you want to disarm the swordsman as soon as you can. So attack kote frequently and often, right? So that's the first target, is this this knee or ankle. Okay, so he blocks that. Yep. So don't block the next one. So the next target is kasumi here. So I don't just do this to hit kasumi, right? I want to use my whole body to do it. So I'm going to step. So it's taijutsu, right? So I step and rock into kasumi here. So if Will blocks that, he's going to block now. If he blocks that, you see what it does to his kamae. He's way off balance. Yeah, he even got hit there because the strike is strong enough to blast through the block, right? Let's come here just a little bit and make sure you're in frame there. So you're going to block this time, okay? So when I come through to ashiburai here and then to kasumi, you see Will's stance here. He's struggling, okay? So then when I go for the next strike, don't block. The next strike is this leg, this knee or this ankle. Okay, and by giving him so much pressure up here, there's a good chance I'll be able to get it, because it's going to be hard for him to get down there quick enough. But in the kata, you don't get it yet. He manages to block that too. So you're going to block again. So here, low, high, low. Okay, so he's blocked this one. We'll come this way. So you blocked that one. I think your stance is switched. Yeah, yeah. So he's blocked this one. So for the next move here, you swift this through, and you're going to go for kote or men. Okay? Either one. That should be your first goal. I would probably go for kote myself, just to protect myself from the sword. Okay? But it's right there. On the way through to kote, you blast through into the leg. Sorry, Will, that's a strong strike. I go ashiburai, up high, down low. Okay, it really hurts. We've been training on this kata recently in class, and I haven't been showing that part of it because it's dangerous. Okay, so if you want to do it more safely, we'll do it like this. So I'm doing my strikes here. If I do it more safely, I'm just going for the sword and the legs. That gives him a little more safety. But in reality, you're going for kote or men up here at top. Yeah? So everybody try it this way. Make sure that each strike is affecting your uke's kamae. Their balance should be getting broken down little by little with each strike. Okay? So, check it out. Okay, so let's look at this last piece for a second. Dante, could you be there? Yeah, that's good. That's good right there. Yeah. So we'll go through the same steps here, right? I strike low, high, low. On this last piece here, there's some interesting ways to do it. One that you see is this one that comes around this way, right? So you come around and press. So you strike into kote, and then it slides down to the legs. Okay. Another one, on this last one, another one you just let the staff flip. Okay. So it flips quickly. Okay. I aim for Dante's forearm muscle to be safer, but in reality you go down here on the bone. Okay. So this really quick flipping action is hard for him to block. Okay, it's just in there. I'm like missing him on purpose, but you get the idea, right?
Charlie, what's going on here?
And with that flip, you still want to watch your distance. So I don't want to, come in too close here. One way that you see this flip done sometimes is like that. Okay, so in that case, I'm here and I extend it and flip. Okay, and that's really good if Dante decides to advance from here, right? Then you can flip it this way. Once more. So if he's here and he decides to advance, I can flip it that way. Okay, so that's another choice for that end piece. Okay, we have one more that we can add. So after you do this strike and you're pressing, then you're here. Yeah. This is what we were doing last Thursday, right? So I do this strike and I'm pressing. Are you okay? I'm pressing here, and from here I just come up. Okay? Right, I come low, high. I want to press him, so he has to adjust. Okay? Then I'm low, and here I'm pressing. Okay? This pressure makes it hard for him to defend the next one. Okay? One more. So I'm here, Ashiburai, Kasumi, in here. This pressure makes it hard for him to defend the next one. Okay? Does that make sense? So look at that last piece there. Each piece breaks him down little by little, so the last one he can't do anything. He's kind of at your mercy. Okay, that's the point of chipping away at him. A lot of things we do in the Bujinkan are like that. A lot of kata. We don't go for a knockout punch. We break the guy down little by little. Okay, so check that out, please. So I want to share a little bit of the feeling that I was getting from Hatsumi Sensei in Japan with the Bojutsu, and to do that we're going to have to go away from the kata a little bit, okay? But the way I want to present it is in a way that each of these strikes, even if the guy blocks, you can still win, okay? That's important to understand. It seems like when the guy blocks your strike that you just got defeated and you have to change to another strike, but not necessarily, okay? It's important to understand the point of a strike. The way Sensei trains, it's all Kyojutsu. So the point of a strike is not necessarily hitting the leg, right? There's more to it than that. Okay, so let's talk about that. So if I'm here with James and I go for this Ashiburai, right? You see what just happened there? Once more. So I go for this Ashiburai, he blocks. See what I've done? Okay. So the Ashiburai is just a setup. Once more. So I go for this Ashiburai. Yeah, you guys understand? I can try over there. So the Ashiburai is just a setup. If he doesn't block it, this is the thing with Kyojutsu. If he doesn't block it, it becomes real. If he does block it, it's false. Kyojutsu is the interchange of truth and falsehood, right? So if James didn't block it, he's not going to block it, then it becomes real. Okay? If he does block it, so he's going to block it, then it's fake. Okay? And so the Ashibarai is now just a setup to mess with his head. Okay, so let's talk about how you guys can practically do that, because that's advanced and it's difficult. So to practically do that, you take your Ashibarai here and then you project it. Okay, so he's blocked. I'm going to project this staff towards one of his legs. Okay, it can be towards that leg, or come back, or it can be towards the rear leg. But you see how this has jammed up his sword? Yeah. So once the sword is jammed up, I can close distance. It's hard for him to deal with. So when I do this Ashibarai against Dante here, he's blocked, and then I can use, okay? He gave me that opening. He gave me that suki by the way he blocked. Okay, once more. So here, I give him the Ashibarai here, but then I just take kote. Okay, so the Ashibarai was never real. If he falls for it, then it becomes false. If he doesn't fall for it, I hit the leg. Okay? This is the really advanced way of looking at striking with Bojutsu. Sensei talks about it all the time. This is Ihen Sabaki Gata. Ihen is this ever-changing movement with the bow, right? It's constantly transforming and changing in the space. Okay? So something that looks solid like Ashibarai is not really solid.